This your girl Queen Queasy, the flyest chick out the 504. And make sure you guys subscribe to Crypto Geezy's YouTube channel.
What's up, y'all? Make sure y'all subscribe to my guy channel, Crypto G.
If you ain't already, go follow Crypto Geezy on YouTube. Like, share, comment, subscribe, all that. Tell them I sent you.
What's up? It's your girl Mickey Michelle, the one and only. Look, don't forget to go subscribe to my boy Crypto Geezy because you know what it is. He keeps all the heat. Peace.
My swag right, my stash right. I pop 10 perks, I'm higher than a kite.
What's sound? Crypto Geezy back in the building, man. And look who I got off in the studio. It's been a while, bro. We really don't have to do this, but let's just do it. Go ahead and introduce yourself, bro.
Man, George Thomas, Trinity Team 504, man. Back in the building with my family, man.
That sound about right. Say, bro, one thing I know, when we do a sit down, the comments gonna comment, bro.
All the time,
Man, they cuss up in the comments, bro. So we here today, November 15th of 2025, almost a new year. How are your parents, your mom and your dad doing these days?
Not good. Daddy not good. Daddy actually got worse. I told you about the dementia, and with that, the symptoms have increased, so the quality of their life gotten worse. So his mind, when he eats something, doesn't tell him to swallow. So they gotta feed him through a tube now. As far as mom's still strong the best she can, but we finally got a help aid over there to help her constantly. Cause again, me and my brother in Texas, so we go back when we can, but we getting us some help.
How has 2025 been for you and your family?
Yeah, for the immediate family, it's been a blessing, man. So I believe in God. I ain't super Christian. I ain't holier than thou. I ain't better than nobody. But I know that God will always provide. So whether that's inflation, whether that's the government shutdown, the increase in food prices, we gonna always be good. So to be able to pay bills and have food on the table, I'm blessed, man. I don't have no worries, no stress.
That's what's up. What was your parents' thoughts about doing the exclusive interview with me and C Murder's cousin Rashid?
Some of the family didn't like it because they didn't want me to do it in the first place. But after listening to it, they was okay with it because Rashid, like myself, was respectful. So shout out to Rashid out to Magnolia. Shout out to the twins and Think Twice podcast, and y'all go subscribe to them as well.
Yep, shout out to Rashid and the Think Twice podcast, man. The twins, Magnolia twins, much love and respect. What was something that kind of stood out that your family and any family members bring that kind of made them okay with the interview? Was it any certain part?
Yeah, it was Rashid saying if he was in my position, he would do the same thing for his family, that he would go hard. Condolences to Pops. And he said, I don't think he used the word praying, but it's like, his heart goes out to that as well. And like I say, he just gave his opinion. He wasn't disrespectful at all. It was just two men talking, which I knew it was going to be anyway, because we both on a positive aspect in our life. Ain't nobody on no negative bull. We on man time. So we're not going to let you bring drama to us on either side. But at the end of the day, ain't nobody going out purposely being disrespectful, looking for trouble.
I could say, bro, that was a dope interview, bro. We got a lot of feedback, and there was a lot of good feedback with that. I think that was the first time I dropped the premiere, and it was like, I want to say 600 people in there. I was like, man, I was at work like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? This is what we need to see. So, but it was good that both of y'all was able to sit down and have that talk, bro, and kind of get an understanding on both parts. Can you share any updates with us regarding the reward money or the recent communication with C Murder?
No, still, I haven't heard nothing as far as the communication. I be checking on that constantly. But still, I don't want to say like a ignore, but I guess I can understand where he at in his life if all that stuff got affirmed. And in his mind, it ain't. I guess why would he want to sit down with me? But like I said, I gave my reasons for why. But you could have pride all day, but pride comes before the fall, comes before destruction. So I just want to sit down and look you in your face as a man.
He did. He went viral. He wound up calling Noriega on FaceTime. He said he was doing a documentary, dropping some music. Do you think he gonna in some way somehow speak on the situation?
No, I think that's a boxing talking because of that time. So that's what I think. I think them drugs, and like I said, in his mind, it's like I gotta hold this L. So now pride, you gonna sit there, but pride always comes before the fall. So like I said, I asked to talk to you respectfully, and that's the least you could give me on a account what happened.
Okay, so with your growing YouTube channel, have any influencers, lawyers, or any parties reached out to you about potential rewards or settlement related to the situation?
No, just my attorney back on it, and then I want to say he said somebody from the NAACP had reached out to him, but they were going through their own issues. So I don't know if they talking about the stuff with the one who resigned or what's going on, but I haven't heard back from him since then.
When we did the sit down, you said you planning on doing the sit down with Rashid in person in Houston. Is that still in play or?
Yeah, when I get to Houston, I'll call you guys and y'all could set it up, man. I got family. I'm always in Houston, so I want to sit with Rashid. I want to sit with in real life though, like I like the homies. Yeah, I like what everybody doing from New Orleans. That even the drama, but it's keeping New Orleans circulating.
Right,
so.
For real. I had the pleasure of sitting down with your lovely co-host, Miss C Love, bro. I premiered it last night, man, and that was a great interview. I like how open. I sent her what is called a questionnaire, and she just said she sent it back and she says, "Ask me whatever. I'm an open book." So I respect her for that. Did you get a chance to check it out?
Yeah, I watched it. When you premiered it, I watched it. I ain't missing none of the Crypto Jeezy videos, but especially the ones with the fam.
What was your thoughts when you seen the interview? How did you feel she did?
I'm gonna be honest. I think she did good. Okay. The spotlight, because this ain't just anybody channel. This Crypto Jeezy channel.
Right.
Now.
Sound about right.
The negative, well, I don't want to say feedback. I don't want to say negative feedback. What's the word I want to use? The
constructive criticism.
The constructive criticism that I would give. That's my guy. Yeah. Is some of the, but I know she an open book, so she ain't want to play no games. Some of the sexual questions, I probably would have answered different, because we got to think she's an attractive girl, so she got a different audience. So now when you got the lurkers, they about to lurk extra heavy after answering some of them questions. That's the only constructive criticism I would have. But as far as how she handled herself, I think she came in here like a general, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to C Love, bro. That was one call. She came through and handled the business, bro. Appreciate that. So it's been a while, bro. We're gonna go kind of back on some things that done happened since then. No Limit versus Cash Money. Did you get a chance to watch the verses?
Of course.
Who do you feel won?
I'm going to say it was a tie, and I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah.
So, first of all, CMR for life. First of all, I think Cash Money had the better song selections. I think they had the bigger hits on the platform. Everybody know that. As far as the organization, No Limit looked better because all of them came in there with their camouflage on. It's like everybody was on one page. They were happy. And, it just seemed like Stunner was on one. So that's why I said it was Cash Money had they reasons for taking a show, and then No Limit had their part. So I say overall it could have been better, but I'm going to say it was a split down the middle.
So is it safe to say you was rooting for Cash Money?
Of course. Okay. But I'm going to be honest, I like all of the music because, like I said, I was a No Limit fan. So if I say I wasn't, that'll be a lie. So listening to those songs, the make them say the only one that I didn't get to hear that I wanted to hear was Mystikal, but I guess for legal reasons they didn't play his stuff.
Okay. From your perspective, before you were a saved man, did you feel in your spirit No Limit were your ops?
Not really ops. I was, like I said, when this happened, my concentration was always on C Murder. So as far as the entourage and the rest of them, I think they just playing their part and they gonna do what they supposed to do. So if it was my homies, if it was my brother, my cousin, I'm gonna say free them and I'm gonna root for them too. So I never looked at it as No Limit as a whole as the ops. It was just that one particular person. And then later it came with the nut huggers that were in my DMs and the La Troller. Shout out to them too. But yeah.
How long did you think it took for your heart to change from hatred and wanting revenge to finding peace regarding your brother's death?
I think this came when my dad, the true part of it, because we could always say we changed from my mouth, right? But the actions speak louder than the words. So the anger and hatred, even when I said I had forgive him, because when somebody bring it up, I would get upset. So I realized that wasn't true forgiveness or let go. When my dad got sick, when he was diagnosed with the dementia, that's when I really let it go. Because like I said before on your channel, I look at that as King Nebuchadnezzar in the Bible. When Daniel went to him, he didn't want to humble himself. And God was trying to talk to him. But when he didn't want to listen, he gave him over to them demonic spirits. And Nebuchadnezzar lost his mind, changed himself up. So that's how I look at most diseases, but especially the mental diseases. It's like it going to come from bitterness and anger and unforgiveness.
Okay. During the verses, one of No Limit's biggest moments was bringing out Snoop Dogg for the song F the Mother Ends. Since that was C Murder's song, do you feel a certain way when you hear his voice on it?
No, not really. Like, it's a big song, so you can't. Anytime somebody bring up No Limit hits, that gonna be one of the biggest songs that they gonna play. Especially Snoop being a mega star that he is. He probably was bigger than everyone on that stage. He's an international superstar. So if he come out and he say something like what he did at the BET Awards, so like I say, I responded. I'm gonna say my piece, but the song don't make me feel no type of way.
Since that song has been in a major hit for 20 years, do you feel your family is entitled to a share of the royalties? And have you or your family ever tried to pursue compensation for it legally?
No, not like I ain't trying to get in nobody's pockets in the royalties of their song unless I wrote it. If I wrote it, then yeah, I want. But if I ain't write your song, I ain't want that. I ain't want nothing extra. All I want is my family to get what they was awarded. So this ain't, like I said, it ain't about getting anything extra or getting more or none of that. Just give them what they want.
Okay, so shout out to Sam Eyes for these questions. I'm reading over them, and there's some good-ass questions.
Sam Eyes and
man.
Superstar TV. Shout out, brothers.
He sent some, too. We'll get to him, too. Since Rashid was there at the club that night, have you ever had a chance to do an off the record discussion with him since after we did the interview?
No, so even with the interview too, like I said, I respect Rashid as a man, but I always say like that's his cousin, so Rashid entitled and supposed to say what he's supposed to say. But the one thing that caught me, and again, this is just my mind wondering, when Rashid said they spoke to the attorney, I don't know if you remember, he said a big lawyer, he didn't say the name. He said the lawyer said the way everything went down, that C would still be doing a life sentence for murder. So the way I equate that is what the same thing Master P said, of either he pulled the trigger or he gave a gun to somebody that pulled the trigger. Because I still don't understand why if you got a tape, why wouldn't you show it? You know what I mean? So that don't make logical sense to me. If something's going to free you out here, And I can understand as a man in your 20s and 30s and you say I stand on the code, but you're not about to tell me you pushing 60 and want to be a gangster. Like that don't make sense to me.
Okay. After doing the interview with Rashid, do you still feel the same way you did before the interview?
Yeah, of course. I told you why I believe he's guilty. I listened to Rashid, but I will say this, and I have to be 100% honest. What I just said. The one doubt that Rashid gave me is when he said he spoke. They talked to the lawyer, and the lawyer said, "Hey, he'll still be doing life." So that tells me you was responsible in one way or another. But like I said, he didn't go into details. We'll talk off the record. But because of the stuff that was brought to me, then I believe it. And Rashid said something else that made me think when I said, why will Wango and the bouncer, come to my house on 2 separate occasions? And he was like, could have the people could have sent them there. The feds could have sent them there. The FBI. Which I would get in Wango stuff when all that stuff about him being an informant came out, which I would understand. But I wouldn't understand why Peanut would come. Because this is when I'm, like I always say, my first day home from jail. So why would they send you over there then? The second trial hadn't started yet. So that was always in the back of my mind. And then what Peanut told me himself after the reasonable doubt stuff, when he was like he was getting blackballed because of like the music stuff and the song I gave you when he tried to remake the MC Thick song with Marrero. And like I said, it ain't go nowhere, but you sold your soul for nothing. But shout out to you, Peanut. I ain't got no animosities. I'm just speaking my piece, brother.
So, I know you said your thoughts haven't changed from before the interview, but I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about it, and I remember when Rashid was talking and he said C didn't do it. It was something about the way he said it with a seriousness where it kind of gave me like he knows something, and I think that's what y'all will talk about probably when you sit down. Right. Did that kind of leave a little piece of doubt as far as C Murder being a person responsible?
No, like I said, that and the same aspect of what he said about he would have still got a life sentence put it in my head of okay, if he didn't pull the trigger, then you gave the gun, because that's the only reason I would see why you wouldn't want to show a tape if it's there, the tape that supposedly was destroyed. But if when I say your people, I mean the NAACP. So if your people are saying there's another copy of the tape, then why wouldn't you want to show it? And you got to come better than I don't want to be a snitch. At pushing 60, you got to give me something better.
Okay. This is from Superstars. Shout out to Superstars. And I just want to kind of change the narrative on this right now. What kind of kid were you, and at what age did you jump off the porch?
I would say 12, 13 when I jumped off the porch. And that's more so because I got tired of wearing certain clothes, and I wanted the Gucci's and the Ballets and all the stuff you heard on the music.
Mm-hmm. When you first touched down in prison, what was your thoughts?
I ain't never going home because you can't see the end of the tunnel. So it really takes, anybody that been to prison can attest to what I'm about to say. It take like 2 years for you to settle in, especially if you ain't never done no big time, because everybody mind is, I'm going to get out on the pills or something going to happen or something going to shake for me. So the first 2 years is la la land. And then after those 2 years, you tend to settle to whatever compound you're going to get on. And then the last 2 years, if you got to outdate, because you can see it, but it ain't coming fast enough.
So let me add to that. I remember you told us a story about the dude where you went to the shoe, I think, behind beating up on somebody.
Yeah, the fight?
Yeah, so... And when you talking about it, I went to thinking about, was there anything outside of that kind of like, give you that reality check, like, this not for me, jail, like, I just, that gave you who you are today?
Yeah, them fags, man. It's like Sodom and Gomorrah in prison, man. That's the closest thing to hell on earth. So to all you youngsters, all you YNs, look, man, I'm telling you, that's the closest thing to hell on earth. You won't be a gangster, you won't be a baller. Go ball out with soups. That's what you're gonna be balling out with. And stamps, hooch, and soups. That's what you're gonna be balling out on. But that's it, man. And then when you see like the politics in there, and I always say DC and Louisiana is the worst, and you was in the Fed, so you know what I mean. They got the killers. They run whatever you go to down south. They stick together if they on the West Coast or the East Coast if they go together. But the flip side of that is they got a reputation for sleeping with the boys too. So I was like, yeah, this not for me, man. It's, every day gonna be like the back of Bourbon Street. So if you like that, then go ahead.
So I kind of want to go back to the verses. The questions, Sam Eyes got these questions a little mixed up. So how do you think the verses would have planned out if Mystikal had been on stage performing?
I think it would have been 10 times better because that's who I wanted to hear. That's what I said earlier. I think Mystikal would have stole the show by itself. Like Juvenile took the show for Cash Money. So I would have loved to see Lil Wayne there, but Juvie held his own. But if Mystikal was there, it would have been totally different.
Young Bleed, a rapper from No Limit, performed his hit How You Do That there on the Versus stage and passed away 2 or 3 days later. How does that make you feel to see a legendary performance from the 90s pass away?
Remind us that we getting old, man. When you start watching the people you looked up to and idolizing. I know those are bad words, but that's what I did back then. The people you look up to. So to see them pass away, it's like nobody don't know when their date is. And the Bible say you promise 70 years if you live in accordingly. So if you over 35, you already halfway there now. So think about that.
Does this change how you approach life, or does it encourage you to make the most of every minute and not take it for granted?
Yeah, I want to make the most of every minute and not take it for granted.
Do you have any takeaways or urgent messages you encourage your peers to realize, whether it's taking care of your health, watching the way you eat, or any life lessons?
Yeah, life is short, man, especially us as minorities. We like all that fried food. And then New Orleans is going to be triple because we got all the seasoning, we got all of that stuff. So, you know, the high blood pressure, the diabetes, all that stuff come with that, man. So we got to take care of ourselves and eat better. Mia X cookbook, I was reading it, and she got, like, healthy stuff in there. So y'all go cop that, too. Shout out to Mia X.
Okay, so what was your take on Turk and BG going back and forth online, subliminal sneak diss and making the public disses?
I thought I still think it's two brothers fighting, going at it. So I try not to get in those two brothers' business, but I wouldn't have, like if the lawsuits and all that, I wouldn't have took that route. Because I think they got enough history where they should be able to sit down and talk to each other.
If you could play the middleman between them, how would you approach the situation to remind them that they have fans and should put the drama aside and focus on the money?
If I could play the middleman, I would say y'all came in the game together since kids, since children. Y'all was on heroin since kids, since children. You openly say that, so I'm not being rude or disrespectful when I say that. Y'all came to stardom since kids, since children. So you've been through too much in life to like throw it away over what's going on now. And both of them did time. So I think, like I said, as a family, they should be able to sit down and settle whatever the differences are.
Do you think the Las Vegas versus was just a teaser for a big event with Cash Money and No Limit?
Yeah, I think they should have done it in New Orleans, but when I done the research, they said the people that done it, it was Apple and I can't forget the other name. I can't remember the other name, but because it was them that did it, that's what the venue was. Okay. Apple Music and yeah, you could look up the other. I can't remember the name, but that's why it was done in Vegas.
You have a podcast called Keeping the Podcast?
Keeping the Peace.
Keeping the Peace.
Yeah.
Initially, it was called 3 P's in the Pot. So y'all changed the name?
Yeah, the only reason we changed the name because Mike Lowry, he started back school again, going in heavy, and he doing like a lot of stuff off the scene. So he was like, look, he gotta take a step back from everything that was going on. So I was like, all right, if it's two of us, now if it's just me and C Love, then we can't have the name 3 P's unless we get a third person.
Right.
So we trying to get it where the IGs, the Facebooks, where everything reflects that. So that's why when we did the first one, I messed it up. I tried to get my Crypto Geezy on. I had the cameras, the mics. I ain't checked the recording till after. I'm thinking I'm super fly. I finished. That thing echoed so bad. I said, man, we done jacked this one up.
Right.
But I still posted it.
Okay. So with that being said, where did you meet C Love?
We used to work together in the corporate world. When I say work together, and then we just remained friends because we was both headed in the same direction in life. Had just got out of relationships, both for the streets at the time, both not looking to get into relationships, and was going through what I would say a dark time, but we understood each other because we was both going through it.
Okay. What's the recording process like? Do y'all brainstorm and script it out, or do y'all freestyle and naturally just put on the show?
We try to brainstorm during the week, but see, Love is the one that kept everything together because me and Mike, as men, we come to the table like we come to the table.
Right.
Let's do A, B, C, D, but she'll be like, she wants structure. No, do it this way. Let's say this. Let's do this. And I'm like, you think you somebody mama, man. Relax.
How would you describe your subscribers and followers? We just talked about that.
Yeah. So, because like I said, where I'm headed in life. So, and shout out to my subscribers and followers. Because I got a positive. So it's people that's in church that used to be in the streets, if that makes sense. So they don't live by a street code. So some of the stuff that would catch naturally street people wouldn't catch them. So that's why I speak about the topics on how to change your life, how to reform, how to do this, how to do that. Certain things that's where you headed in life towards a positive spin versus the negative. So I would say grown men and grown women instead of like the young stuff, so they understand.
Do you ever get any backlash or angry fans, or are they mostly supportive?
Mostly supportive. The angry fans and backlash mostly come from the C Murder stuff. That's the truth. Everybody else, like I said, they understand, or they'll say, okay, we trying to do this too. Like I did the Take 5 segment that I did with myself, and I was talking about when I used to drink all the time, and I had the DUI in a fight with the police, and the people could have killed me in East Texas, man. But like people understand that they come from that walk of life to where now they trying to live positive and do things differently. So that's where my audience at.
Okay, Sam Eyes look like he knows you kind of well, bro.
I know. Shout out to Sam Eyes again, man.
Have you or anyone in your family been impacted by the recent government shutdown, for example, through food stamps or any assistance program?
You know the fam that's at home, that's on the SNAP stuff, was affected by it. I got an uncle that was a pilot that was affected by it, and we got more people that's currently in the military that was affected by it.
Okay, so how do you prepare for events like this, such as the government shutdowns, COVID, or any pandemic?
Like I said, because I believe in God, I think God gonna always provide. And luckily, I've been blessed enough to keep a job, so it didn't affect me to an aspect where it would personally stop my paycheck.
Sam Eyes getting into it now. Who do you personally blame for the government shutdown? Democrats, Republicans, or both?
Both of them. So I voted for Trump, but I don't like the way America's headed right now, and I can say that as, like I say, as an adult. But at the time, I thought he was the best candidate for the presidency, especially when you pushing the rainbow agenda on our kids and the stuff that the Democrats do. But where we at now, I don't think it would have mattered who in office, that because it's politics, it would have went the way it did. And most of that stuff is in Revelation anyway. So,
Do you have any plans to run for political office?
not directly as like mayor, governor, any of that stuff. No, but I'm involved in the politics now with the local stuff of who's your House of Representatives, who's sitting on the local boards and things of that nature.
If you were elected governor of Louisiana, would you pardon or free C Murder on your first day?
Negative.
It's Sam Miles.
Nah, Sam Miles.
Sam Miles had to throw a loop.
Yeah, I ain't mad at you, Sam Miles. I tell dude, talk to me, man. I ain't nothing to talk about until he's willing to sit down and talk to me. So if part of your big gangster is rotting and sitting in jail, then that's what you want to do. Then who am I to stop you from doing what you want to do?
There's a footage online of you seen with 7 well-known figures. Makai Pfeiffer, Terrance Gangsta Williams. Okay, you put me up there too. Crypto Geezy, just to name a few. Out of all the celebrities you met, do you have any interesting or memorable stories about any of them?
Outkast, Andre 3000. The most memorable, and like I said, when you call to do something, you've always been there. It's a matter of when you respond to that calling. So I wasn't where I'm at now as far as conscience, but I always had a heart. So we was at the seafood place in Dallas, and it's the lady that was in front of me. I don't know who behind me at the time, but it's the lady that's in front of me. So she get to the counter, she ordered food, but I'm looking at her like, I don't want to say look homeless because we can't judge a book by its cover, but she don't look like she got enough money to pay for her food. But she ordering it anyway. So when it come to it, I think it was like $40-something or something. So she talking to the person at the counter, and they was like, look, we can't just give you food if you don't have the money, then like you basically not getting it. So my thoughts was right as I was sitting back watching it. So I paid for her food. I paid for my food, told her God bless her. Like I ain't, it wasn't for a pat on the back. I'm only telling you this story because you asked me about that. So the person behind me happened to be Andre 3000, and he witnessed it. And he was like, that was kind of you, and thinking you don't usually see that, especially from black people, young black people at the time. So he was like, shout out to you. And he asked to take a picture with me like I was the celebrity. Right. So I felt good. So that was my most memorable moment. And knowing the type of time that Andre was on, like the music and how he feel his conscience. So that's my favorite celebrity story.
Okay. When did you ever meet Skip from UPT?
When I went home last year.
Have you ever had a chance to eat his chicken and waffles?
Yeah, of course. That's what I went there for. and Gangsta actually hooked that up. Okay. So Gangsta say when I go home to holler at Skip. So I pull up on Skip, and Skip always outside, man. So shout out to Skip from UTP. Skip always outside in front of the store, and a man of the community, man. Skip is who he say he is.
Do you have any plans to open up a restaurant yourself or pursue any independent business ventures?
I don't want to do a restaurant, but I eventually want to expand business as far as what Trinity Team does. I want to like do more stuff for the community and do the outreach stuff. And we was actually planning to do that with 3Ps, but everybody's schedule, just like I said, so hectic.
So what's next for you, George? What do you have planned? Are you still pursuing any resolutions of the villains of a C Murder?
through my attorney and his attorney, I just hope one day dude say he would, like I say, willing to sit down. Rashid told me he gonna try to do his best to make that happen as well. So other than that, man, that's it. Like I said, with dude, it sounds like his mind made up. I could be wrong, but it sounds like his mind made up and he's standing on what he's standing on. And if that's the case, if you willing to die in prison, then that's your choice. Who am I to take you away from what you choose? But like I said, I just want to sit down and look him in his eye and talk to him face to face, man.
Speaking of that, I saw this post from this up and coming blog called Check This NOLA blog. And they said they send their condolences to your family, but in their heart and their mind, they still feel C Murder is innocent. What's the feedback to hearing this or reading something like that?
NOLA blog, shout out to you first. I mean this respectfully. I would say go do your research. So what I've been watching lately, right? I've been watching everybody try to sabotage the big homie, Terrance Gangsta Williams. Tell me about paperwork and paperwork don't lie, and that I watch OG Murder Channel, and he had a paperwork party on Terrance Gangsta Williams, and why would anybody lie on the paperwork? So what I say to that is, first of all, y'all like to sabotage my homie, but when I give you paperwork, it ain't no good. So you can't have it both ways. So when I tell you about unsealed documents with Wango, and then you say, oh, it's different, but yet you come talk to me about Terrance with unsealed documents, or you read black and white and say, well, this is black and white. How can you argue with black and white? That's my question to all of you. How can you argue with black and white?
So that's a good thing I want to ask you. You said, so how was you able to get the unsealed documents on that you
The FBI. Okay. So I don't know if I sent you the picture when I went down there. It's over there by Suno at home. So the FBI facilities back there.
Okay.
So that's where I go there. I talk to them, the lead detective, every time I go home. I don't have no problem saying that. Call me what you want. Like I'm a man of the people. I'm a man of the politics. I believe in getting to know your local police department, your local politicians, as well as those in greater depth. Because our problems as blacks, when something happens, you're going to say you got to know snitch code, but then you blame it on race. Right. But if you go to any other communities and something happens, they get real justice, and they know their local police and they know their local politicians. So that's what I'm an advocate of.
Okay, so what was your thoughts on, like you said, you saw the paperwork party Murder did. What was your thoughts when you saw that and they was putting all this information out on Terrance Gangsta Williams?
So I laughed at first because if I'm not mistaken, it was a couple years ago. It was the guy named Conan out of Atlanta. And him and Gangsta used Onan, I'm sorry. My bad, brother. Onan out of Atlanta. He was the first one to bring it up. And then I think Hassan Campbell had brought it up too. But it turned out to be that wasn't the same Terrance Gangsta Williams. So that was first. And then Vlad had cleared it up too and said it was another one. So that wasn't true. And then Gangsta showed his own paperwork of the stuff that he did say and how he got out of jail. And he don't have no hang-ups about it. Right. But it was just funny when I was watching and I was like, yo, they trying to tie all this stuff to try to sabotage the homie name, but everything they do to sabotage his name only makes him bigger. So I thought that was funny. But then the second part was, dang, all I keep hearing is, how can you argue with black and white? How can you argue with black and white? That's the same question I've been asking. How can y'all argue with black and white? But you argue with me all the time.
Also, Tech Nine came and chimed in on it, and he said he warned all the podcasts, all the YouTube people to not trust Gangsta and not have them on your platform. What do you say to that?
Tech, why not have Gangsta on your platform? Gangsta is Mr. YouTube. Gangsta is the reason New Orleans in particular is telling these stories, and gangster is the reason I personally in a position that I am. And I could speak for a few others, but I'll let them talk about their own. So how can you turn your back on anybody that's been loyal to you? And if you say don't trust a person, like I'm not in the streets, I don't sell drugs, I don't shoot people, no, I'm peaceful as they come unless you bring me trouble. So what can gangster tell on? What can gangster say? Why not trust gangster when all gangster has told me was positive stuff and all he has showed me was love? So if I go against the person that showed me love, that would make me fake, have me a different person. I only praise God, I only fear God, but I will never turn my back on somebody that's been there for me. So that's how I feel about Terrance, and that's why I always give OG Giggity and Crypto Geezy they props, because these brothers embraced me at a time when everybody else wanted to shun and blackball me. So I would never turn my back on them. Even if the paperwork was real, I would be sitting here right next to them saying, let's find a solution. So that's me.
Okay, and the last thing I want to put you in, bro, in real life though, and this is the question that I want to get your opinion. Him and Ashley had a back and forth. Shout out to In Real Life, all of the podcast, the people over there, Bug, Tidy, and Ash Facts. So he said
Right.
we gotta say it right. You know what I'm saying? She said murder has a bigger following than gangster. What's your take on that?
They drinking good over there in real life. And I love Ash. Ash my peoples, man. Shout out Ash. I always say, man, beautiful girl, real humble girl, real solid. I love Bug, love Tidy, the whole crew. But Murder has a New Orleans following. I would give him that, because it don't matter where he go, they will follow him. And he has a cult-like following. I heard her say that too. So he has a cult-like following. That is true. But he cannot compare with 200,000 subscribers. He can't compare to a man that opened the avenue for other people. And at any given time can call a Vlad or any platform, big or small, and say this what it is. So that can't compare. That's like trying to compare Jay-Z to Soulja Slim. It ain't gonna work. Like Slim solid, Slim good. You know, we love Slim in New Orleans. But Slim didn't live long enough to have the accolades that Jay-Z have as far as to be a billionaire and do all of that stuff. So it's like comparing apples to oranges.
Okay. So let's switch it up, bro. My partner, shout out to my dog Joe. I want to try something new. We gonna go to something I know you'll love to talk about. So my first question is, who influenced you to accept Christianity?
Christianity.
Okay, hold up. Who influenced you to accept Christianity?
Myself. What I mean by that is we can all say, coming from New Orleans, we grew up Christians, right? You all went to a church, whether it was a Baptist church, whether it was the cathedral, whatever. That's the way you grew up. And it was more like it was more like a way of life than you actually believing, because it's something that somebody told you. Say repetitive prayers, do this, do that. But we didn't actually know God. It's why the city is so dark. It's why I think all this stuff go on now. When you know God personally for yourself, and then you test the scriptures, because the scriptures tell you to test it. Like I hear a lot of people say you're not supposed to question God. God say don't question him. That's a lie from the pits of hell. The word of God says knock and it will be answered. Seek and you shall find. He wants you to test those scriptures. So with me, I told you before, I was facing more time. I wasn't supposed to come home when I came home. But because I chose to do the right thing instead of the wrong thing, God honored that, and I ended up coming home 6 months earlier than I was supposed to. Everything that I prayed for when I was at the widths of my life, when I felt it was over, those prayers was answered. As well as the bad stuff that I reaped, I end up sowing later in life. So I know it's real based on my own experience, so it's not nothing that anybody tell me.
What was one of the most gruesome or violent things you've seen or been a part of since being a Christian?
The most gruesome since being. I don't, because I don't follow those same crowds no more. You would have to ask me before being a Christian.
Have anyone tried to play on your humbleness in jail, and since you've been out because you're a believer now?
No, not in jail, but when you get out, everybody try to play on it because they think kind brother and it means like soft brother, but that's not the case. Just because somebody's peaceful don't mean that you can tell them anything or they just gonna go for anything. Like I always tell you, I'm gonna try my best to walk away, but if you bring me home, I'm gonna give you what you asking for.
Okay. Is there something that you keep having to ask forgiveness to God for?
Yeah, man, messing up my first relationship with my daughter's mom and my daughter and that family. And the reason I say that because you're a dad. So as a dad, we don't understand that the things that we do affect our children. And at that time, a lot of anger, a lot of hatred. We dealing with our own traumas in life, whether it's the prison, the alcohol, the military stuff, all the stuff that you see, and we don't really take care of our mental health. So these things we pass on to the children unknowingly, or they watch you at your worst. So then when you say don't do this or don't do that, and that's all they seen you do for the past 5, 6, 7 years, how can you tell somebody something, you know? So then when you come into peace and forgiveness and it's like, okay, I change, but then you start seeing the kids act out of order. And it's like, okay, where you get this from? And then they tell you something that happened 6, 7 years ago that you like, whoa, hold on, you remember that? So that, and then you gotta, like I said, it's more forgiving yourself too. It's probably the hardest thing. So that's what I would say.
As a believer, do you think masturbation is wrong?
It's a lust. Lust in itself, but again, we all human. But what you gonna masturbate off? You ain't gonna masturbate to yourself. You gonna be looking at porn or whatever the case. You know what I mean?
Do any of your family members ever mock your faith?
Yeah, a prophet is he's taken everywhere except in his own city. That's biblical as well too. I'm not gonna say mock it, but they know the OU. So if they know the OU when you try to change, it's like, how can you tell me A, B, C, and D when you used to do A, B, C, and D? Oh, you think you better? Like all that stuff comes with it.
You mentioned your father struggles with forgiveness of see murder.
Mm-hmm.
How do you deal with that, knowing that the Bible commands us to forgive?
It hurt. Because before Dad's transition, I want to make sure Dad's heart is in the right place. But that's what happened when you talk about when you take a life. You take more than one life. The people around you too.
Now my partner went crazy on this one. He said, I know you have conservative views now, so would you buy food stamps for the low?
I still want send them over here, boy. I ain't never too big not to buy those stamps, boy. You saw the price of that turkey here?
Man, I know you lean towards Republican Party, but can you tell us one thing that you totally disagree with what Trump and the Republican Party advocate for?
Yeah, right now with these prices, man, with all this stuff going on in the healthcare. So I disagree with because I think it should be kept because it's us as a people that affect diabetic medicine and all of this stuff. So if you telling Big Pharma they can charge whatever, it ain't no cap. And it's housing. Like, come on, man, this stuff is outrageous. So that's, like I said, I don't agree with, but.
Okay, so can you name one thing that Can you name one thing that the Democrats stand behind that you agree with?
The Now I don't know if they continuing on this path because they the reason that we have the 3 strike stuff too, for those that don't know. But as of late, the Democrats been trying to push like the prison reform. So if they stay true to that, then yeah, I'm all for that.
Do you agree that people are more conditioned by nature or nurture?
More condition, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say by nature. The nurturing gonna take a little longer because thank us if we're in a jammed up position, we do what comes naturally.
What are your thoughts on Candace Owens?
Ooh, that's a good one. Now in the beginning, I'm gonna say I didn't like her in the beginning, but people didn't like me in the beginning. But the more that I listened to her, like the stuff is right. Like I always say, who wants to be on food stamps? Who wants to be on, like nobody wants to be on that stuff. But I feel like it should be a time frame. Like you shouldn't have government assistance for the rest of your life because that's what you depend on. But let's say we say, okay, for 4 years I'm gonna help you get on your feet. That should be enough time to find a job, educate yourself, do this. So but I like her. I think her views are, like I said, spot on. I think just like with the Charlie Kirk, that the delivery could be a little better.
Okay. Do you believe men are the head of creation? If so, if it's a God-given position, or do you have to meet a certain criteria?
For a man, I think as a man, you given a God-given right to lead, but if you don't choose that, then you can't call yourself a man. So what I mean is the biblical format is God, husband, wife, children. But how can you tell this woman to submit to you as a man if you're not submitting to God?
Okay. Do you have daughters?
Yeah, of course. Got one daughter. You met her.
Do you consider yourself to be a hypocrite because the clothes he loves to see on women, he hates to see on his daughters? Wait, let me ask that.
Right?
We're going to skip that one. I don't want.
But I answered, my daughter don't dress like that for the record because I'm a strict dad. Just FYI.
Do you think because he asking it, I gotta edit this. He asking it to say that's what's throwing me off. Do you think felons should be able to earn their gun rights back? If so, what guidelines do you think should be put on them to do so?
I think some. I don't think all, because you can't just give everybody a gun because they going to go haywire. But I think if you stayed out of trouble for a certain amount of time and you prove that you got a track record for being on a positive track and doing the right thing, then those laws should be restored so you can have a legal gun for protection. Now, if you out here thugging and wilding and catching charges every other day and saying you want a gun, then no, you shouldn't have guns.
Do you believe people are born gay?
No, I think people are traumatized to be gay, and this is no judgment on them, but if you ask 95% of the people, man or woman, why they like the same sex, you're going to get the answer that they were molested or touched or something like that. So that tells you that's also a spirit, pedophilia. So that's what, I don't think no one is born gay. I think people are traumatized and that turns them that way.
Do you believe once a person is gay, they're always gay, or can a person turn back straight?
No, of course, it's a spirit. I watch my pastor cast out demons, not just in America, in other countries, to where people, men and women who were led by a bisexual, a demonic spirit, came back into their right mind. Some are even happily married.
Okay, so I got these last few questions, bro, and we can wrap it up. As a devoted Christian, Do you listen to artists like Kirk Franklin or gospel musicians? And who is your all-time favorite artist you can listen to at any time?
Yeah, so again, when I say devoted Christian, when you say devoted Christian and when I say devoted Christian, it probably means two different things. I mean, this is what I believe in God, and this is Jesus Christ as my Lord and Savior.
Okay.
But I listen to all type of music. I'm gonna be honest with you. But as far as the gospel genre, my favorite artists, I still like some of the old school artists like the Mahalia Jacksons, and because I think that music had soul to it, it had spirit to it. Kirk Franklin is more, even though I know he's older, is still more of the newer generation type music. But if I had to pick from today's era, then who would be the favorite gospel artist? I would say Donnie McClurkin if we talking singing, and if we talking hip hop music, I'm gonna say Lecrae.
Okay. The last and final question. This is something Sam Mize personally wanted me to ask you. Are you familiar with Adia, who performs with Pastor Mike Jr. and is currently a Grammy-nominated singer?
Yeah, I don't know too much about it, but the person, but I know the name.
Okay. Would you be open to doing interviews with gospel artists or any Christian musicians?
Yeah, because I want to know. I don't want to say what made them there, but I want to know more so about the current struggles, because people get it confused that because you're a Christian you don't have problems. That's when the most problems come, because Satan gonna try to attack you to bring you back to a regular a fallback life. He gonna want you to go back to those old ways. So I want to talk to those people that are on top of the world to see how they maintain and don't fall back to those habits.
Okay. So in closing, bruh, what's next for George? What we got? What we doing?
Trinity Team still gonna be doing Trinity Team come 2026, man. More so feeding the homeless and all of that. So we did the big stuff when it was a government shutdown. We did the food giveaways, and we didn't broadcast that because, again, I'm saying it now because you asked me. And I also posted something, man. My girl Erica, if y'all follow me, go on her page. And I apologize for not knowing her movement by heart, but Erica is putting something together now where she's giving away blankets and jackets, and she want donations for that stuff. If y'all want to give money, but that's not what this is about. This is more so if you got winter clothes that you want to give away, like you give to the Goodwill, hit me up and I'll make that happen. So you guys know on YouTube it's Trinity Team 504. You know, on the IG it's Truth Speaker GT3. And on Facebook is Jorge Damascus. So that comes from Paul on the road to Damascus and my first name, George.
Okay. Well, I want to always thank you for coming out, bro. Again, it was always just one call. That's all.
Jack, you my brother, man. Yeah. I'm here for life, and I love what you doing, man.
Appreciate that, man. Well, y'all done heard it now. Another exclusive from George, man. Y'all tune in. This just the beginning. We out of here.
Okay. Intro. Okay. I'm C Love. Subscribe to Crypto Geezy. That's it.
Hey y'all, this is T. Subscribe to my man's Crypto Geezy. What? I can't help it. It just sounds good when they say my man. What? Okay, come on, give me a kiss.
Hey y'all, it's Queen Dana. I just want y'all to know, if y'all ain't subscribed to Crypto Geezy, what are you doing? Subscribe.
What's up? Amber here. And follow me at _A1 Healthy Bay. Yeah, I'll repeat that, _A1 Healthy Bay. And subscribe to Crypto Geezy, baby. Do I gotta repeat that too? Subscribe to Crypto Geezy.
What up, y'all? It's Vlad from Vlad TV. Shout out to man Crypto G. Check out his YouTube channel. That's what it is. Peace.
Say what's up, man. It's your boy Charleston White, America's favorite uncle, man. You know you got to tap in with the big homie Crypto G. Yeah.
There we go. Let's go.
All right.
Okay. Y'all know what time it is. Go subscribe to Crypto Geezy Podcast. You know, this OG person show no mercy. I'm official, and he's official too. Hello.
Can you guys please subscribe to Terrance Gangsta Williams?
Oh my God.
The original hot boy. Oh, my bad. Man, make sure y'all subscribe to Crypto Geezy channel. Please lock in, because there's more to come. All my replies for us, me, my internet ops, me dissing people, this where his channel, Queen Queezy channel, where I will be responding.
LVGG, bitch, I rock it all. Used to be solar, 9 foreign calls. Can't shine alone, whole click ballin'. Still on that